is Handmade Soaps, and I am back to cut my Taiwan Swirl soap. As you can see, there is a lot of soda ash on here, and I was just like, I sprayed it with alcohol a couple times, so why is it so ashy? But I do sit my soaps when they're done practically in the kitchen window, so which is kind of drafty. That's why I covered it with plastic, but that's probably why the kitchen gets pretty cold at night, and all the cold air maybe caused it to have a lot of soda ash. But I can steam that off or slice it off, you know. Alright, and once again, I forgot again to tighten the string before I start the video. There we go. Now, I'm going to have to take this off, because since this is a Taiwan Swirl soap, it has to be cut a certain way. That's why I got my ruler out. I had to let this soap sit for like another day or so because it was just way too tacky. It was so soft. When I 2 days after I made it, it was just way too soft, so I still had to wait. First of all, I think this screw here is in my way. Let me see. Yeah. So this screw is in my way. I don't have a soap knife, so what should I do? Let me see. Can I take this out? I don't know. I think I need to find out if I can take it out. Okay, so I had to take the hammer to it and just pop it right out. So with the Taiwan Swirl, the soaps are going to be cut sideways, but you have to cut it in chunks to, you know, get out how long. That's what the ruler is for. The ruler is for, usually when you, your usual bars of soap, you measure the length, or is it the width? The width across the soap, like, you know, this. You measure the width of how long your soap usually is, or you can just, you know, make smaller bars or whatever you want to do. But my soaps are usually almost 3.5 inches, almost. So I'm gonna just go here and do a whole 3.5 inches because I always have a little bit extra left over for samples. So when I mark it, what do I have? I got a spoon or something to mark it. See if that helps me. So I measure where I want the cutter to go. Okay, just like a small indent. Stop sliding, so. Yeah, so you sort of measure it like this. Or you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Pretty much. It's your world. You live it. Do whatever you want to do. But if you wanted to try and keep your Taiwan Swirl soap about the same size as your other soaps, you would just measure how big, usually, unless you know off the top of your head, because I usually don't. I usually don't measure the width of my soaps. You just, you know, measure those, and you come back, and you measure this. And this is going to have a little bit hanging off. Just a little bit. Okay. So the bottom is still kind of soft. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to slice, let me see. I made little tiny indents, just a little bit on the soap. So yeah, where your indent is, you just line it up, and you almost put your wire. You put your wire directly, just move it, not without touching the soap, of course. Just move it into where you see the indent would be right under the wire, and you cut. Okay. And this one has a little piece cut off on the end. Stay still. There we go. Okay, so I cut that off. Alright, move these two out of the way. Now I want to finish cutting the other half. The soap is cut into 5 pieces. Now as you cut your soap weirdly, as you can see, if you would leave it like this, and let's say you didn't know how the Taiwan swirl is cut. If you didn't, I watched a lot of Taiwan swirl videos, so I already knew even back when I started soap and I did my first Taiwan swirl design, I already knew that it was cut a certain way, but not everybody realized that. So if I was to cut it just like this, the inside of each slice would look like that. And sure, that I guess would be okay, but you realize that the design that you were trying to do doesn't really, you can't tell the design, it just looks weird. So then you would slice it. So as we cut it like this in chunks, and so we want to turn it like this because we need to, but being as though usually my soaps are about 1 inch thick, so I don't know if I'll be able to get 3 soaps out of each one. I'll probably maybe 2 in a piece. Yeah. I just took some purple off of there. Sorry. It's still a little soft inside. Now about 1 inch. So these will I'll probably just make these a little bit thicker than 1 inch. Mine's well, because there's really no point in cutting like 1 inch here and then cutting another 1 inch off of there and just having a really long piece of extra. So these soaps will be a little bit thicker. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. So what I want to do is find the halfway mark here and mark it. I forgot I had a spoon. So let's see about there. No, that is definitely not. fix that. You mess up, just, you know, slide your hand across it, fix it, so you don't mistake that for the right place that you want to cut. For some reason I can't seem to get this stupid thing to be even. I keep thinking that it's even when it's not. Annoying. Okay. And okay, the bottom is definitely still soft. What I should have did was, I let it sit for like what, 3 days or so. What I should have did was after a couple days, and once I took it out the mold and the top part got nice and hard, I should have just flipped it over and let the bottom part get hard too. Yep. And I've run into a problem. Son of a gun. The damn cutter. Son of a gun. Okay. The cutter is not tall enough to cover the soap. Son of a bitch. Alright. I'm gonna have to, I need a knife, I think. I think I'm gonna have to have a knife to cut this, but oh my goodness, the wire is already in the soap. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull it out. Or that sucks. I didn't have a choice but to do that. Okay, so the cutter is too short. It's not tall enough. It cuts fine regular, but if your soaps are too tall, this piece does not clear. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to pick a soap knife. Alright, so I picked a knife. One I've never used before that was just in the drawer. And this will be non-serrated, and this will be my soap knife. So once I start using this for soap, this will go in with the soap stuff, and never to be used with food, even though I haven't used it at all for food. So this soap, since I already started slicing it with the wire, is going to be pretty messed up because the wire, once you pull the wire, start cutting the soap, that's one thing, but when you pull the wire back, you're mangling your soap. Okay. So now I have to, and I hate this because I cannot cut straight worth a damn. Worth a damn. And I hate the fact that I have to do this. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to be mindful of the camera. Last time I did the video, my damn head was in the camera and I didn't realize. I mean, I'll probably get a longer knife. Mangled it a little bit. Here's my Swirl. I'm gonna have to try and bevel this a little. Scrape off that top layer so it can look pretty. And definitely bevel this side because of the soda ash. Damn, this is a big this is a big bar of soap. This is like jumbo size. I probably should cut these joints in half. Maybe like, because these are pretty tall. Taller than my usual. Big ass bar of soap. Or, I don't know. These are pretty big, so maybe I will cut them in half and just do like, I don't know, half the price. Instead of keeping these big ass bars. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay. Alright, looks good. Very pretty. Try and do another cut. Ugh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Wait, what the hell am I doing? Alright. I almost cut that joint wrong. You know, I'm wondering if I should cut this in half. I might actually do that. I might actually cut it in half. Another half. And just use this as see how that go. Yeah, I think I might cut it in half. Let me see. And I just clipped the side of my soap with the damn cutter. I'm having a bad day. So, we'll cut these in half and see if I like it that way. I'm experimenting. I feel like that was a perfect half cut. Damn. That's probably why the cutter didn't clear, because it was too goddamn tall. But either way, it's still too tall. I mean, it is shorter now, but shorter, will that clear? I think shorter will probably clear. And I cut that wrong. I'm dumb ass. Forgot to turn it sideways. Even though that does look pretty cool. Yeah, so if you cut it wrong, this is what happens. But damn, that drum do look kind of cool. Yeah, it's pretty tacky on the inside. Definitely tacky. So once the air hits it, it'll be good to go and harden up. Yep. Tired of measuring, I'm just going to eyeball it. That's pretty cool. I would bevel it off, like scrape the top layer off, and then probably scrape this top layer off, and it would look like that, which is pretty cool. This is a nice size bar of soap. It don't necessarily feel, I'm going to weigh it. I'm going to weigh these to see how much smaller they are than my regular bars of soap, and that would determine, you know, how much I charge for them. But actually, I like these. Yeah. They're like mini, tall, and skinny. Yeah, that's pretty, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Now I'm wondering if I should cut these in half. Yeah, maybe I'll cut these in half, the big ones. And then you see that curl, that cool swirl on the inside of it, and the Taiwan swirl on the outside. Yeah, I actually like that. That I cut them in an interesting way. They're not necessarily full bars. I think they're more like half bars of soap. Nice though. I kind of like it. I dig it. So we both know this is too big, so cut this in half and then turn it, and then damn, do I want to cut it in half again? I don't know. We'll see. Cut this one. That's pretty cool. Keep forgetting the way I hold it. It's tacky on the inside. Yeah. God damn it, I keep touching it. Pretty cool. Yeah, any when it's soft like this, it's easier to smooth out any blemishes, or it's easy. It's so easy to smooth everything out. But you have bevelers and everything. I need another napkin. Okay, so now that I know what I'm doing, I actually can use my cutter now. Now that I know how I want to actually cut my soap. So, we cut it the regular way, and then I'm going to turn it sideways and cut it again. And that's going to give me some nice, tall, and skinny ones. But if I want my regular size bars of soap, I would have to remeasure, because I think I did measure wrong. I measured differently, forgetting that this way, the way how this way is, and I measured it how usually long my bars are, but forgetting that the bars won't be cut this way, they will have to be cut this way. So that's where I went wrong, and that's why the bars came out looking so big. So I would have to cut more accurately the next time I do a Taiwan swirl. I gotta remember that. Pretty much. So, for now, being as though I originally cut these big pieces out the wrong size, not that it was wrong. I cut the wrong size, and the bars would be too big, so this is how I wing it, making smaller bars. I could sell them as a 2-pack, but I actually think I like having a mini bar selection, because I don't, and this would be a nice change. They're pretty much almost the size of, let me see, yeah, those Brambleberry, where are they? Because I just used the Brambleberry mold rectangles. I just used these for the baby soap, so yeah, they're almost about the same size. A nice palm size soap. Kind of like that. And damn, if I would have realized that my soap would come out palm size, I could have actually put in some exfoliants, like some ground coffee or something that complements the colors. I could have put the ground coffee or something like that, or ground walnut shell, or poppy seeds or something into the black part so it doesn't look all weird or anything. And I just hit that. Y'all saw it. And yeah, that would have been pretty cool actually, to have hand scrubby soaps. Damn, I like that idea. I gotta keep that. I gotta write that down for next time. It's actually a good idea. Because sometimes with that brambleberry mold with the sectionals, it's hard to get the soap out. So this actually would be a cool alternative to make hand size soaps with exfoliants in a loaf pan and cut like hand soaps. That's actually a pretty good idea. I like that. Pretty cool. And these are, I don't even know if I've mentioned what the scent was. Did I? I can't remember. The making video was a few days ago. The scent is Love Spell. It's a Victoria's Secret dupe. And I get my fragrances from, most of my fragrances, not essential oils. I get my fragrance oils from my group on Facebook that I'm in called Savvy Intelliscents. Savvy Intelliscents fragrances on Facebook, and it's a group buy with some pretty cool fragrances every month. Sometimes a couple times a month if the first pre-buy sells out really quickly, which it tends to do. The owner of the group, he'll do another pre-buy like half down into the month. Usually the pre-buy lasts about, I think it lasts about a couple weeks, and then usually the next pre-buy don't start until the next month. But since he's been past couple months, he's been selling out right away, like within minutes, of all the fragrances that he puts out. And he's been doing a second pre-buy for the same month. So yeah, it's a pretty good group. That's pretty cool. Called Savvy Intelliscents, if you wanted to check it out on Facebook. Savvy Intelliscents Fragrances. I'll put the link down below. And you can go on Facebook and ask to join the group. Check it out, see if you like it. There's a pre-buy going on now that I think sold out in like a couple hours. And the people who miss it because they got day jobs or whatever, sometimes you can't be on Facebook all the time, and they check and see, damn, the pre-buy went up today, it is sold out. But usually when it says sold out, he has extra, of course. Because the pre-buy, how that works is, I think people have to purchase a certain amount in order for the pre-buy to go through. And once that minimum amount has been made or met, then he always has extra. But that just means that the pre-buy was successful, and he can go ahead and order from the manufacturer. But he can always order extra, but you still have to meet the minimum. Once the minimum is met, I think you can still, order. I don't know how much extra you can order, but I know you can order a lot after the pre-buy has been, I guess, closed or met, so to say. So that's good for the ones that do miss the pre-buy because they're busy. He always has extra. Little soaps. They're too cool. Now this design, the reason why I'm doing this is for that same fragrance group I just told you about. We always, it's a regular group, even though we do pre-buys and everything, but it's still a regular soap group. We talk about everything, even unrelated soap stuff. And he does, the owner does what you call it, group challenges, where everybody do a design. He picks the design, he picks the colors, and you have about 3 or 4 weeks to do it. He gives you a set date, and once you're done, you email him your picture of your soap design, and the whole group votes on which one is the best without knowing whose is who. Only the person that knows your picture is you. So we all vote. Everybody don't participate in the group. It's like over 900 people in the group, so everybody don't participate. But, you know, even though the participants are still able to vote on who they like, which you would hopefully vote for yourself. And the winner gets a free 16-ounce bottle of fragrance. And so once you win, he ships that out to you. So everybody can use some extra fragrance. So a lot of people participate in the group challenges. That was pretty cool. I like that. With a little orange in there. And, oh, okay. I cut them all. Cool. I do have these these weird ones because I forgot for a second which way I was cutting. So yeah, if you make that mistake cutting the Taiwan Swirl, your soap would look like this. You won't even see the Taiwan Swirl. You won't see it at all because you cut it regular when you had to turn it. I had to turn it sideways. Now, even though this is a thin slice, if I turn it sideways and cut it like this, the design will be on the other side. And I kind of do like this. This is pretty cool. I wonder if I should cut this in half for samples. I don't mind since they got a bunch of little ones. I might cut this actually in half. You know what? No. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I kind of like it the way it is. I do. I'm going to leave it just like that. I probably won't sell it. I don't know, I might. Of course, none of these will be full price, of course. I love how small and the size of your hand these are. Damn, if I'd have known I could make palm-sized soaps out of a loaf, I'd have done it sooner. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me again on this soap journey I'm traveling on, and here for everybody, all of you, to see it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. These past few videos I've been doing cold process. Aren't you proud of me? You know I love hot process, and that's my, even though I started cold process, hot process is my love. So, I don't know, I think I'm going to have to get back to hot process. So the next video, it has to be hot process. I've been doing way too much cold process in these videos. So, and some rebatches coming up. So stay tuned. Keep following me. Check out my Facebook page. You know, anything you like, comment, you know, send me a message. I'm here. Thanks again, guys.